wait for the report to be published and then decide.
Okay. So I'm going to slightly dodge this question as well, in that that's really down to the regulations of your accreditation body, how they want to deal with this. But I would say that for initial accreditation of a laboratory that has no history and no previous proficiency tests, I would want to see, personally, I would want to see the results before I was willing to sign off on their accreditation. But that's my view, and it may not be the view of your accreditation bodies you're working with. However, if it's a laboratory that's already been around the process and we're talking about something that's, they've already had a PT in this area and they haven't changed their procedure, then maybe you don't need to wait to see the new one to continue their accreditation. But for a first timer, I think you need to see those results. I would want to see those results.
It's always, I think, the issue with the first timer. So thank you very much for the answer.
Yeah. Actually, when it's the first time, then you may ask the pilot lab or the organizing laboratory to issue a preliminary proficiency testing or comparison certificate, and you can use it as an evidence to support your CMCs or whatever. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Dr. Arib, back to you. You are raising your hand. Do you have any
question? Yes. Actually, I wanted just to discuss the method validation, which is the nightmare of some labs when it comes to validate.
It's gonna be a full course.
We're doing
it's going to be a full course with Dr. Christos. Yes,
absolutely. I'm actually a member of the IEC WHO network of international network of SSDS, and we are dealing with reviewing continuously the methods and published by the IEA. And we know that when we work at the calibration lab, I'm actually working on the secondary standard dosimetry lab in King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center in Saudi Arabia. Sometimes you have to develop your own calibration methods because of the instruments are changing continuously, and sometimes for example, we are facing with many problems. Just an example, you have some detectors, some radiation detectors that are stuck in the wall in the cyclotrons, and then they request us to go and calibrate it on site because they cannot remove the whole system. So you have to develop your own calibration method. I did it in my lab, but it's very difficult to validate such method. The only way that you have is to remove one of the detectors and you calibrate it using one portable source like the cesium source for those calibrators and so on. Sometimes you receive instruments giving units in terms of becquerel or counts per minute, and then the customer asks you to calibrate it in microsievert per hour. So here
Dr.
again,
Arib,
you check that.
Can you go to the question, please?
Yeah.
Go to the question.
How can we validate this kind of issues? Like you develop a method, but there's no way to validate it.
Can I suggest something, John?
Go on then.
Just to keep to keep this question to Dr. Christos. What do you think?
That was kind of what I was going to suggest. But I would say that there is guidance available in the standard, and Dr. Christos will give some more talk. It can be really difficult. It can. I mean, validation is something to avoid if at all possible. This is my advice to all of you.
But
it isn't always
John,
possible.
John, it could be by interlaboratory comparison.
Interlaboratory comparisons are always a good contribution here because they prove the whole system, but they're not something you're going to do quickly, are they? That's a major piece of work, so that may not be the answer to the question of how do I validate it now so that we can move forward.
Exactly.
Yes, I think that we are running out of time. Again, I would like you again to open your camera and have a group photo, because the first one we did not catch a lot of people in that. So probably most of you right now with us, and probably we
Oh,
will
I've turned my
catch
camera
more
off.
people than that. Yes, please open your camera. By the way, we need all, really. We have around 70 people in the meetings, and we would like to catch, you know, all the faces in this training course, very important training course. It's for memory, and also we will publish it in our website. So try, yes, open your camera and smile. Yes, Abu Saud. Yes. I will do that. Okay, yes. You start. 1, 2, 3,